Rachel Maddow went full-blown nuclear on Donald Trump, blowing the lid on one of the most monstrously and nakedly crony and corrupt acts to date, once again proving that she is probably the only legitimate journalist left. And I know what you're probably thinking, well, it just must be Tuesday in the Trump regime. But no, this is enormous. We will dive deep into that and more, but I want to first play you an ominous message from Mary Trump, the only redeemable Trump, that gives a little bit more context to the Rachel Maddow story.
Other than trying to stay out of prison, the only other reason Donald wanted to get back into the Oval Office was so that he could rob us blind. Everything for him is transactional. The only value is in the being president is the value it affords him.
I didn't think it was humanly possible to find anybody with Trump DNA that could be close to anything resembling a human, but Mary Trump somehow found a way. But Rachel Maddow did not hold back when she relentlessly exposed a Herculean level of financial corruption committed by Trump that would make Nixon look like a Boy Scout after she gained access to his most recent financial disclosure form.
Joe Biden didn't trade stocks while he was in office. Barack Obama didn't trade stocks while he was in office, but Trump is apparently trading stocks while he is in office. And since we got his financial disclosure about those stock trades late last week, right, detailing this bizarre and incredibly energetic stock trading that the president has been doing while he has been president. Now, with each passing hour, we're getting more and more reporting coming out about how his stock buying as president tracks with things he's doing as president to boost the value of those stocks.
Can you imagine if Obama did even a tenth of this ungodly brazen corruption? Like Obama chose to wear a tan suit. It was the audacity of taupe, and the crazy crackers were lining up with tiki torches, all ready to send him to Guantanamo Bay, with fake news channel Fox being on DEFCON 3. Anyway, Rachel went into great detail showing all of the sordid and crony trades that Trumpy Dumpty did. Take a look.
We're getting more and more reporting coming out about how his stock buying as president tracks with things he's doing as president to boost the value of those stocks. I mean, it's just incredible. So in January, Trump buys hundreds of thousands of dollars of stock in NVIDIA.
But the ungodly hypocrisy got even worse when Rachel revealed some of his plays with Chinese stocks.
Then a week later, his Commerce Department approves the sale of NVIDIA chips to China. Also in January, Trump buys between $50,000 and $100,000 worth of stock in AMD, which is another chip maker. 1 week after he buys it, his Commerce Department approves AMD doing business in China as well. Following month, in February, Trump buys millions of dollars worth of stock in Dell. Dell Computers, right? Dell Technologies. 9 days after he buys millions of dollars worth of stock in Dell, Trump veers off script in a speech in Georgia to tell the crowd literally, quote, go out and buy a Dell computer. Then in March, he buys up a whole bunch of stock in a company called Thermo Fisher. Repeated purchases of Thermo Fisher. Judd Legum at Popular Information reports that Trump repeatedly buys up Thermo Fisher stock. And then he goes and visits Thermo Fisher on a presidential visit. And on this presidential visit to Thermo Fisher, he praises the company repeatedly as an incredible company. He says, as president, that he wants other pharmaceutical companies to start working with Thermo Fisher. He buys their stock, and then he goes out and boosts the company as president.
Hunter Biden's laptop, though. Scary, corrupt shit. But even worse about all this, and as you can naturally imagine, Trump's favorite footstool. I think we know where the ballroom's going to be going. Little MAGA Mike came out and didn't even pretend to go after this and to call it out. Check it out.
Well, look, the salary of Congress has been frozen since 2009. When you adjust for inflation, a member of Congress today is making 31% less than they made in that year. It goes down every year. And over time, if you stay on this trajectory, you're going to have less qualified people who are willing to make the extreme sacrifice to run for Congress. I mean, it's just people just make a reasonable decision as a family on whether or not they can come and move to Washington, have a residence here, a residence at home, and do all the things that are required. So the counter argument is, and I have some sympathy, look, at least let them engage in some stock trading so that they can continue to, take care of their family.
Oh, fuck off. Then keep fucking off. Keep fucking off until you get to a gate with a sign that says, you can't fuck off past here. Then you can climb the gate and dream the impossible dream of fucking off forever. Meanwhile, the federal minimum wage has remained stagnant and unchanged at a measly $7 an hour, which should legitimately be $25 an hour if we're actually keeping up with inflation. But think about the completely useless and treasonous Republican congressmen that make six figures and get benefits that no other Americans get. Democrats were furious when they saw this pathetic simping by MAGA Mike. And in fact, Senator Mark Kelly did not hold back in going after MAGA Mike. Senator Mark Kelly tweeted, "Not surprised since Donald Trump, the guy Mike Johnson is performing for, made thousands of stock trades already this year. I got a better idea. Ban Mike Johnson, Donald Trump," I thought he was talking about banning them in general, "every cabinet member and every member of Congress from trading stocks and making money off of their jobs. If they don't like it, they can do something else." And poll after poll shows that a majority of Americans think stock trading is legalized corruption. Not questionable, not concerning, but utterly corrupt. Poll after poll shows the same thing. People believe lawmakers ultimately use insider access to enrich themselves while the public gets left holding the bag. It's pretty much a scientific fact that Trump voters couldn't get a clue if it were clue mating season. Trump is a stupid man's idea of a smart man. And boy, do the stupids worship him. You could Google Dunning-Kruger effect and you would get a MAGA hat. However, the tide seems to be shifting when it comes to this all-important, supposedly forever reliable Trump voting demographic.
Is non-college whites without a college degree, and even they are flipping on the president of the United States. Trump is or will make you financially worse off, better off. Back in October of 2024, look at that, 54% better off, well outpacing worse off at 30%. Now we're looking at basically the inverse. Just 15% say better off among white voters without a college degree. Trump is making them financially better off. And now even there, the majority of non-college whites, a key part of Donald Trump's base, are saying he's making them financially worse off.
Well, what do you know? The turtle is finally getting close to the finish line. Now, if I were Trump, I would be doing insider trading and buying up stocks in Adult Depends right now, because Lord knows he has to be pissing and crapping his diaper extra hard given these unimaginably bleak numbers, hence the reason why he is doing anything and everything to cheat and ensure that redistricting efforts cancel out or rather disenfranchise Democratic voters. I am Michael Hayne. This is Issue Addict. Please be sure to give our page a like and follow.